Strike action averted at the Passenger Rail Agency of South Africa. This as we see a marathon of engagements culminating in the signing of a 5% one-year wage agreement at the entity. This is, of course, as workers were calling and pushing for a 15% wage increase for their workers. This including other benefits, non-financial benefits that will kick in here. They're also talking about issues of job security here at the agency. Of course, this coming through at a time when we know that the Passenger Rail Agency of South Africa has been working to really revitalize the organization and ensure that there's optimum movement in terms of revenue collection here at the entity. I'm going to bring into the conversation the majority union here at PRASA. This being UNTU, Mr. Dan Kumalo joins us now to just confirm if indeed that strike action has been averted and if indeed you found each other with the employer as we speak right now to a point whereby we'll see this agreement kicking in by April next year. Welcome to the SABC, sir.
No, thank you, Katlewo. And I can confirm that the strike is averted because the dispute which we declared with the CCMA, then it is settled by us signing the agreement today. And we have signed the agreement after being mandated by majority of the workers. So that is the majority of the workers that said they are happy with 5%. So the only thing which they were not happy is that there was no payment plan, but at least now we can confirm after the intervention of the group chief executive and the board, now we managed to at least reach an agreement which is reasonable. And this will also enable us to negotiate for 2024 because we're not going to start with the negotiations while we are having the cloud hanging over our head, meaning the agreement for 2023. So it is a good news because at the end we'll be able now to start the negotiations for the upcoming year.
And we're seeing you just drifting away from the traditional 3-year wage agreement, a multi-year wage agreement, and we're seeing you now just curling it to 1 year. Just let us in. Why 1 year instead of the traditional way that we used to you guys bargaining here at PRASA?
Yeah, look, this is a short term, especially if you consider that the previous agreement was a multi-year agreement. And as a result, PRASA failed to honor that agreement up to the point where we had to rely to the courts to implement it. So, to interpret and enforce the agreement. So as a result, we believe that it will be better that we deal with the short-term agreement so that we prepare for a multi-year agreement when we commence maybe in 2024 so that we are stabilized. And also to allow PRASA to settle the debts, of the previous agreement. So it was important to have only 1-year agreement.
Take us through the agreement. What is pertaining to, what is contained in that agreement? Because we are seeing that some of the issues were not met here that will have to be rolled over into the new financial year.
Quite correctly, because at the end, like I'm saying, if we're not going to reach an agreement, then it means that was impacting the next year negotiations. What actually is not included, or it is inclusive in the TGP, because there is this dinosaur which we have to deal with it after signing this agreement, because some of the things which the employees mandated us on, they are part of the TGP agreement. And now if one has to interpret the TGP agreement, we cannot basically demand because the offer will be inclusive on all those things. So it is important to go back to the negotiating table and revise the agreement itself so that we get away on the issues which restrict us as parties to negotiate fairly for the workers.
Mr. Kumalo, thank you very much, sir, for your time joining us there as the General Secretary of UNTU. They are, of course, the majority union here at PRASA, and you hear them saying that they are looking forward to just embarking on this process of the next round of talks as early as next year so that no one is left behind, and some of those outstanding issues will see them now rolled over to the next round of talks. I'm Katlewo for SABC News in Braamfontein, Johannesburg.